It's just after dark in the Scottish Highlands, and something is moving through the trees toward a lone farmhouse. Inside, 6 British soldiers are nailing wood over every window, rationing their last rounds of ammunition and doing the math. It doesn't add up. They won't make it to sunrise, and they've just realized that the woman who brought them here may not be who she says she is. But to understand how we got here, we need to go back to a tent in the Highlands, back to a simple gift that turns out to be the only thing standing between one man and certain death. A couple is camping in the Scottish Highlands. She gives him a silver letter opener as a present, something small, something sentimental. They're laughing, they're happy. Then they hear something outside the tent. A hand punches through the fabric. She's dragged out, screaming. He reaches for the silver letter opener, but it's too late. Whatever is out there, it's already won. Sometime earlier, in North Wales, a soldier is running for his life through a foggy forest. His name is Private Cooper, and he's being chased by his own side. This is a selection test for the Special Forces. He fights hard, takes down several pursuers, but he's overwhelmed and wrestled to the ground. He's past the physical part, but then Captain Ryan gives him one final order: shoot the unit's dog, in cold blood, just to prove he can follow orders without question. Cooper refuses. Ryan shoots the dog himself. Cooper goes for Ryan's throat and ends up pinned on the ground. Selection failed. Cooper is sent back to his regular unit. He has no idea that decision just saved his life. 4 weeks later, Cooper is part of a squad of 6 ordinary soldiers dropped by helicopter into the remote Scottish Highlands for what's supposed to be a training exercise. Sergeant Wells leads the team. The others are Spoon, Joe, Terry, and Bruce. Their mission: track and engage a Special Air Service unit in a simulated exercise. 2 days in the field. Routine. But nothing out here feels routine, and Cooper keeps thinking about those attacks in the Highlands, the missing campers, the shredded tents. Then, on their first night out, something huge comes falling out of the sky and slams onto their campfire. A cow, or what's left of one. The animal has been torn apart from above. Its wounds are enormous, and the bite marks on the carcass don't match anything they've ever seen. Wells shuts down any panic, puts them on watch rotations, and tells them to wait for dawn. He has no idea what's already moving through the trees around them. They follow the trail of blood and animal remains until they find something far worse. A camp completely destroyed, and pieces of human beings scattered across the ground. Weapons still loaded, ammunition untouched. Whatever attacked didn't want the guns. It wanted the men. And then Captain Ryan appears from behind a stack of crates. He's covered in deep claw wounds, barely coherent. He makes cryptic comments about what found them out here, none of which makes any sense. Cooper hates this man, but he helps him anyway. Ryan's radio is broken. Bruce can't get a signal on his either. They're cut off, and it's already getting dark again. Wells strips them of the yellow training tips from their rifles and loads real ammunition. Whatever this is, they're not pretending anymore. Ryan tells them that bullets won't help. He tells them to run before the things that did this come back and do the same to all of them. That's when the screaming starts in the forest. Wells orders a fighting retreat. They form up and start moving, covering each other as they fall back through the dark tree line. Bruce drops back to hold the rear. He hears something running between the trees. He raises his rifle. It jams. He runs. Whatever it is, it's faster. Bruce sprints full speed into the forest and hits a tree branch sharpened to a spear point. The impact is instant. He doesn't survive. Wells goes back for him and finds only blood. He doesn't see the shape moving behind him until it's too late. The werewolf hits him across the stomach, opening him up. Cooper arrives and starts firing, driving the creatures back just long enough to drag Wells out of the trees. The sergeant is badly wounded, holding himself together, literally. The squad regroups at the roadside. 5 left: Wells, Cooper, Spoon, Joe, and Terry. Then headlights come around the bend. A woman named Megan stops her car. She's a zoologist who works in the area. She knows this valley, knows the isolated farmhouse a few miles up, knows the family who owns it. She gets them inside and tries to start her car to go for help. The wheel doesn't move. Something has been at the tires. Shapes begin to form in the fog around the vehicle. Something puts an arm through the roof. Cooper drives a blade into the hand, and the thing pulls back. Megan gets the car started. They make it to the farmhouse. Just. The family that owns this place left in a hurry, or didn't leave at all. A border collie called Sam greets them from inside. The dog seems calm, which is either reassuring or a very bad sign. Cooper takes charge. Wells is in agony, barely conscious. Megan and Cooper go to work sealing the sergeant's wounds with a tube of superglue, which makes Wells scream until Cooper knocks him out with a single punch. It's the kindest thing he can do. Cooper goes to check the car. Outside, with a flare for light, he sees it. The vehicle is completely destroyed. Every panel caved in, every tire gone. He runs. Something hits the fuel leaking from the wreck. It goes up. Cooper makes it back inside and barricades the door with his weapon through the gap. They're trapped. No car, no radio. 6 hours to sunrise. Outside, shapes move between the trees. They don't come in, not yet. They're waiting. Megan tells them what she knows. She's been researching this for 2 years. What's out there are lycanthropes, werewolves, and under a full moon, they hunt. The good news is that when the sun comes up, they revert to human form. The bad news is that the sun is still 6 hours away. Cooper doesn't want to believe it, but he's seen the claw marks on Wells. He's seen how fast the things in the trees move. He believes it. He turns his attention to Ryan. The captain's wounds from the forest attack look different now, cleaner. Cooper pulls back the dressings and finds that Ryan's deep lacerations have completely healed in hours. Ryan produces a gun. Megan takes him out with a cast iron frying pan. They tie him up and wait. The power goes out. The werewolves have found the generator. Ryan tells them, almost calmly, that the creatures can see in the dark. This is when the first wave of the assault begins. Arms come through windows, hands punch through doors. Spoon holds the back door with his body weight, while Cooper throws a pot of boiling water into a werewolf's face, and Spoon follows through with a frying pan. Joe fires his shotgun until a werewolf rips it away. He breaks the window. Cooper uses a medieval sword from the wall to sever a werewolf's arm at the doorframe. They repel the first wave. No one is gone. Not yet. Upstairs, a werewolf comes through the window into Wells's room. Cooper runs up and shouts a warning, but something grabs him by the ankles. He screams at Wells to wake up, throws a camera flare that stuns the creature, and tears himself free. Wells wakes up, and the two of them put the werewolf out through the window together. Then Terry gets pulled through a window. They hear him being carried off into the dark. 5 left, and the ammunition is nearly gone. Megan spots something through the window. A Land Rover parked in the barn. She doesn't have the keys, but Joe can hotwire it, if they can get to it. Spoon volunteers to go down on a rope and draw the creatures away. He hits the ground, lights a flare, and starts shouting. The things in the trees move toward him. Joe drops from the rope and runs for the barn. Spoon makes it back up the rope and inside. A werewolf grabs the rope and tries to follow. Megan flashes the camera repeatedly, stunning the creature, and Spoon cuts the rope. Joe's in the barn. What Joe finds in there is worse than anything outside. Terry's in the barn too, and a werewolf is feeding on him. Joe watches, frozen. The creature tears Terry's head from his body and throws it at the Land Rover windshield. Joe starts the engine and floors it out of the barn, reversing hard toward the front door. The squad moves to board the vehicle. Then Joe goes quiet because there's a werewolf in the back seat, and it hasn't been quiet for long. Joe is gone. The Land Rover is destroyed. The werewolf goes for them, and they run inside. Cooper goes to Ryan. No more games. Ryan tells him everything. His Special Forces unit wasn't out here for the same training exercise. They were sent on a government mission to capture a live werewolf, to study it, to weaponize it. Cooper's squad was the bait. They were supposed to flush out the creatures. They were considered expendable. Wells hears this. He crosses the room and hits Ryan hard across the face. They both grab for him. Ryan's eyes go yellow. His hands begin to change shape. He throws them both back, crashes through a window, and disappears into the forest. He's been infected since the forest, and now he's gone. 4 people left. Cooper, Wells, Spoon, and Megan. Megan tells them that if the werewolves are here, they must be sheltering somewhere close. The barn. It's the only structure they haven't been inside. Cooper makes a plan. They puncture the fuel tank of the destroyed Land Rover, load it with gas canisters, and Cooper drives it straight at the barn. He jumps clear before impact. Spoon tries to light the trail. Wells arrives with a Molotov. The barn goes up. That's when Megan tells them the truth. The werewolves weren't in the barn. She lied. She told them that to destroy the Land Rover was their only way out. She says she wanted to escape from this life. that she tried to join them, but her instincts have become too strong to fight. She's a member of the Uoth family, which owns this house, and she's a werewolf. She's the one who unlocked the back door to let them in. Before she can fully transform, Wells shoots her in the head. The remaining werewolves pour into the house. Wells and Cooper run upstairs. Spoon doesn't make it. He's cut off at the kitchen door. His rifle jams. No ammunition anyway. He improvises, lands punches, pulls a knife, and stabs a werewolf repeatedly in the head. He's holding his own, then a second creature comes in through the far side. Spoon is gone. Upstairs, Wells shows Cooper his stomach. The superglue wounds have healed completely. He's been turning since the forest attack. Like Ryan, he knows what's coming. He gives Cooper the camera roll from the flash camera, physical proof of everything that happened out here. He orders Cooper to take Sam and go down to the cellar. Cooper doesn't want to leave him. Wells doesn't give him a choice. When the werewolves reach the kitchen, Wells opens the gas line and presses the lighter on the stove. The house comes apart. Cooper and Sam are in the cellar. Around them, hanging from hooks, are the remains of the Uoth family's previous visitors. This is what the house has been all along. A larder. The sun is coming up. Cooper moves for the exit and finds Ryan waiting, still transformed, still armed. He attacks, driving a sword toward Cooper's face. Sam launches at the werewolf, giving Cooper a moment. Cooper's hand finds something on the floor. The silver letter opener, the one from the camping couple, taken from the werewolf's victims. He buries it in Ryan's chest. The silver does what silver does. Cooper fires one final shot into the werewolf's head. Cooper and Sam walk out of the cellar and into the morning light. They're the only ones left. Cooper's story makes the tabloids. The headline runs under the England versus Germany football results. It reads, "Werewolves ate my platoon." Dog Soldiers ends with Cooper as the sole survivor, and the film wraps that up cleanly. He has the camera roll as proof, Sam at his side, and his story in print. But the ending leaves one unresolved thread worth talking about. We never find out what the government does with what Ryan found. Ryan's mission was to capture a live werewolf to study and weaponize, but he failed. But the mission existed. Someone authorized it, and those people are still out there with all the information Ryan sent back before things went wrong. The film was written and directed by Neil Marshall. It was his feature debut, and he'd go on to direct The Descent 2 years later. Dog Soldiers remains one of the most effective low-budget creature features of the 2000s, and it set a template that Marshall's subsequent work built directly on. If you enjoyed this recap, please consider liking and subscribing. New recaps drop regularly. Thanks for watching.